Hey everyone, just a quick reminder about bleeds for the project when you're going to print for Tuesday's class. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you have your bleed set up. I just have an image thrown into Illustrator here to kind of convey the idea. This is an 18 by 24 page or artboard. And you can see that I basically have the image butting up next to the, it's bleeding off, but I don't have any bleeds built in. So the sliver here is not great, but it doesn't matter. This is just to give us a sense of how to work with establishing bleeds. Some of you may already know this. If you don't have bleeds showing in your document, and I'm in Illustrator here, it'd be similar in InDesign. So if you are, I assume most people are working in Illustrator. But if you go in your Illustrator um, uh, document and you go to document setup, you're going to see an option for bleeds here. You can do this when you create your document, or you can go into document setup and add the bleeds here. Now, it's someplace like CalCopies where they can print a full bleed 18 by 24 for you and have it trimmed out to full size. You're going to want like a 1/4 inch bleed. So you're going to go ahead and make sure that you put a 1/4 inch in all of here, and then go ahead and hit OK, and you'll see this red bar appear here. Okay, so what that means is that anything that you have going all the way to the edge, you're going to have to build out to bleed, to the bleed. So if you have an image that's not quite large enough and is not going to have those extra, it's going to be a 1/2 inch total, both on the right and left side and top and bottom, since it's 1/4 inch for each side. You're gonna have to either scale that up or figure out another option. Bleeding type, when it's big like this, is fine. Bleeding small type is not as easy. But if I come into here, and this is just masked, so all I'm going to do is I got to get this into a mask mode here, and I'm going to open up that mask to increase it all the way to the bleed. Okay, and so what you'll see is I have this. I don't have enough of the image right now going to the top, and not quite enough to the bottom either. Okay, so what I know is that when I go into here and I can zoom in, I can see, okay, I have plenty over here, but I don't have enough here. And the image itself, I can't just stretch it because that'll stretch the image. I'm going to have to scale that up. Now, I want to make sure that the only way I can scale that up is if the actual original image is big enough to scale up. Okay, and I know it is because it's a huge image. You just want to make sure that you know it is. And then here, we can see actually on the bottom, I do have plenty of room. And so if I click off of there and I click back on it, yeah, so my bleeds are set up now. I'm good all around there. And yeah, I have a little extra over here that I could, tweak this if I wanted to, and actually just make sure that I have the edge of that meeting there. It doesn't matter which side you go over, as long as you're going all the way to the 1/4 inch, all the way around. Okay. So and then click on oscillation mode there, and then you'd be good. So you just got to be aware of the fact that your bleed, when trimmed, this stuff here that you see will likely not be part of the poster. It's going to basically be all the way to the finished size, which is 18 by 24. So you're going to want to be really sure that whatever you're extending beyond the actual page into the bleed section is something that's not crucial for you, because there's a good chance it will not show up. The same thing is just as easy if you have a solid color background and you don't have a full image. All you're going to want to do is make sure your background is very bleeds. That's simple enough. And again, even with a solid color, even if you don't have any image or anything on it, you want to, if it goes all the way to the edges and bleeds off, you're going to want to do that, because if it gets trimmed and you don't have the bleeds in place, you could see little slivers of white that you have to clean up, and then all of a sudden your poster slowly starts to get a little smaller. So it's really that simple. Just using your document setup to add your bleeds. And most places, like the digital printout places like CalCopy, you're going to want around a 1/4 inch. If you save your file and export it as a PDF with all your elements in place, all the resolution dialed in, all your fonts, in outlines, or if you don't, you have it sent as a PDF, you're fine. You don't want to send Illustrator files with type none and outlines and all that stuff because they will not have the fonts. So PDF is great, and the PDF with your bleeds built in, when you go to export or save as, you can export as a, I need to save it as out of Illustrator. I'm going to save it as, file save as, go to PDF, I'm going to hit save, and I want to have, make sure that you have under marks and bleeds, include bleeds, use document bleed settings, okay? You can have trim marks on here if you want. That wouldn't be the worst thing. I don't know that they'll need it because sometimes they're soft looking, but if you want to have some trim marks set up, that's okay. But mainly you want to make sure that the document bleed settings are showing, and then you'll hit save PDF. It'll go to wherever it goes. That's where you'll send. That's what you'll send to them, and you should be good to go. All right. Any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing your posters for our next session.